This video will kind of break down exactly how it works, exactly how to analyze the market to get the right trading idea. I think it's a very important thing for us as an organization to continue to give people the resources that's required to make money in the markets. For sure, it's very important to push that narrative, that it's important for the team to know how these products work so they can make money on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share the video right now and take some notes. It's a very, very important. It's only about 20 minutes long, but please be on for the whole call. Share it with your teams. It's very important, guys. Okay, so I'm going to play it right now. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to another session here, January 18th. This is what we could call it an extra bonus session, a remake, but I want to get straight to it. If you're on this recording, if you're on this live stream, it's strictly to teach you exactly how to understand and interpret a trade idea sent on the Swipecoin application. So welcome everybody that's on the stream. This stream is going to be straight into the information and all of the data, so you guys know exactly how to use the Swipecoin app and website. So welcome everybody that's on the stream. I see we have people all over the world tuning in, but I want to share with you guys and highly recommend that if you have somebody in your team or groups or in your chats that utilizes DCX and Swipecoin, that you redirect them and let them know to jump on tonight's stream. This is going to be in somewhat a smaller segment in a video, so you could go through the recorded session and you could obviously teach and show all your team members exactly how to interpret and take a Swipecoin trade idea. So I'm going to go with it right away, everybody. I hope everyone was able to take our last Ethereum USD position. This was sent, I believe, at the beginning of the day Eastern time. And put some 333s in the chat box if you guys were actually able to take this. I actually thought today was Wednesday, so I pushed back our session from 7 p.m. Eastern, knowing Sean was on, to now 8 p.m. so everybody could jump on. And I know you guys had Mikey, Sean, and now we're here to be here in this session. So 333s if you caught this amazing ETH position. This was actually today in the morning. And I want to share with you guys how we're going to be moving forward on how to correctly interpret these trade ideas, so you're not lost in the sauce. So whenever these ideas come about on the app, on the myswipecoin.im, you know how to correctly interpret them, know exactly how the zones work, know what resistance, exit positions mean, and of course, either an invalidation or risk as to prior how we were doing it in our prior positions. All right. So let's go over here, and I'm going to go back to the position that we recently just hit, TP1, or our first exit zone here for Ethereum USD. So how we've been doing it lately, it's been utilizing zones. Both zones and the notes. So as you guys can see, for those of you tuning in, maybe you haven't seen, there is no specific number for entry zone, no specific number for take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, and there's no specific zone for stop loss. So recently we had to change all this in the better of the company for a bigger, longer future for IAM. And what we started doing is utilizing the zones. And these have been the zones, but it has had some confusion. It has had a little bit of misunderstanding. And that's exactly why we're having this stream, because speaking to corporate today, we got new guidelines, which is going to be a lot easier for you now to understand and interpret positions moving forward with Swipecoin. Okay, so as you can see, we haven't been calling take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. They have been zones, and also the stop loss has not been on the chart. Well, we now have changed to everybody with the new style that we are going to be sharing ideas with on the Swipecoin app. Will actually be looking like this. So Danny just recently sent a BTC USD idea, and now maybe it's starting to look a little bit more clear. Right? So the position still has no copy paste feature of entry, stop loss, take profit in the notes with the direct number on the actual entries and categories. If you look at the notes, it will say potential buy idea on BTC USD, resistance on chart, invalidation on chart. Idea invalid with H4 open and close below invalidation zone. But I want you guys to understand, okay, how we're looking at it now. So if you've understood or you've taken Swipecoin ideas and DCX ideas in the past, then you're probably, a little bit refreshed as to how this recent BTC USD idea just came about. Because if you take a look at it, we have now our original zone that we utilized, And if you can see, we have 4 blue lines, okay? Now, since this is an educational video, an educational stream and a segment, I'm gonna go to it and representing and sharing with you guys what these levels actually are, so you know exactly how it works moving forward. Is everyone's stream okay, everybody? Just wanna make sure in the chat box, I'm starting to see some people having trouble. Can you guys hear me and see me loud and clear? And our visuals okay? Just want to make sure everything's good on my end. So I hope that there's no problem on yours. Just make sure to refresh and there shouldn't be a problem on the stream, okay? So if we zoom in here on this last position for BTC USD, okay? You guys, perfect. We have our entry zone. Now, our entry zone is here in the green box, right? So how can you find or understand where the actual entry of a position now sent on a leverage idea or an exchange idea moving forward? Well, you can interpret it like this. Go to the 4-hour chart on your trading view or wherever it is that you are observing the market, and go using either the vertical screenshot or the horizontal screenshot. And if we zoom in, you're actually able to get an idea that the top entry is at a wick on the 4-hour chart and that the bottom entry is at the bottom of this 4-hour wick candle. You guys seeing that? So you could interpret really quickly, okay, if I go to the 4-hour chart in Bitcoin, the entry zone is from the bottom of this 4-hour wick to the bottom of this 4-hour wick as well. So I want to do this, guys, together, right? So let's just kind of reset absolutely everything. And here we are on the 4-hour chart. So what did we talk about? We were talking about a wick and a wick right here. So this is the zone that was just sent over from Danny, right? If we look at it on the picture really quickly, 4-hour wick, 4-hour wick, phenomenal. We now have our entry zone. It just takes folks a little bit more, how would you say, a little bit of muscle. That's it, which is good because let me explain it to you. This is now educational. This helps you. Now you could really understand why are these zones where they are. So this is what's called EP or entry. It won't be written on the Swipecoin trade idea, but simply utilizing the box and the candles, the candles tell a story, and now you know your entry. But I want you to notice something that's different now. We have 4 blue lines. Now, help me out, everybody, in the chat box. If we are in a buy, where is the stop loss going to be? Above the entry zone or below the entry zone? Of course, below the entry zone. So this is going to represent our risk or invalidation level, or what we called it stop loss, 41,158. So let's just kind of draw this all up. Now you're starting to understand. So 41,158. And I'm going to put it in blue. And this is our stop loss. So for those of you that are now asking moving forward, well, what is this invalidation level? How do I know what my risk is? You could quickly go to the picture and you can see that 41,158, if it's a buy, then the stop loss or the invalidation level or the risk level is below. So now utilizing the picture, you will understand exactly what the actual invalidation or the level is on the chart. Is this making sense, everybody? Help me out. Is this making sense? Now, as we used to send trade ideas on, for example, Swipecoin, what did we have? If it's a buy, we typically had 3 zones, 3 targets, 3 resistance levels, or 3 exits. All the same thing, all with a different title. So now this is how it's going to be moving forward. We will have the exact levels for TP1, TP2, TP3, but what they're going to be called now is either resistance levels or exit levels or zones. Those 3. What we're looking at it typically is if they are buy positions, expect for them to be called resistance levels. If they are sell positions, expect for them to be called support levels. Is this making sense, everybody? So let's kind of go really quickly. It's getting a lot easier now, right? With this new way. The zones was kind of, how would I say, a little bit different, a little bit difficult, excuse me, to interpret a little bit. So here in this example, this first zone or resistance, which would equate to TP1, would be 42,405. So let's go over here, 42,405. Now, that is zone number one. If we look at now zone number two, 42,969. 42,969. This would be what now? What we used to call it TP2, now resistance number two, or overhead zone number two. Y'all with me? And what we used to call TP3 is now going to be called resistance level number three, or zone number three, 43,881. And folks, it is now really, really simple to make sense of all of this on how this actually works. So if I'm not mistaken, this idea did not become valid. Danny is looking for something like this to come about, and then the position hit our zones and resistance. But does everybody now understand the language, the message, how to now utilize an idea with Swipecoin? Feel free to let me know, yes or no. If you have any questions, do me a favor, ask in the chat box. This is exactly why we're here. Let me see over here. We cannot use different colors. We are going to be using those exact colors, but it doesn't matter, because if you know that you are in a buy position, you're not going to put a target in the bottom. That's going to represent a stop loss. That's going to represent the risk. And this is also good to help you. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe you're seeing this as something bad. I see it as something good, because we were really babysitting these positions, but now it's got a little bit more educational. Good for you to now start to interpret the chart a little bit more. And now it starts to make a lot more sense. You know, clearly, if you're a buy, you're going to look for risk below. And if it's a sell, you're going to look for risk above. All right. So I hope it's all clear, everybody. I'm going to do another example here with our recent ETH USD positions. This is just due to compliance and regulations, everybody. Nothing has changed. The ideas will continue to go. This is nothing, no drastic change. It's all going to be in the actual chart. And I'm going to be now doing this example again, but through now our recent ETH USD position. So here we go. And let's just kind of reset it here. All right. Let's just pretend I just sent this idea on the app. All right. Let's just pretend. Okay. So bear with me. The entry zone. Okay. Let's go over here. Because I used to have you guys, I was sharing on prior sessions that I was saying I love whole numbers. It's kind of difficult to look at a chart and try to interpret some of these zones, and I know it. Hey, listen, I'm on your side. I'm trying to make this this journey, this platform as simple as possible for you guys. But I get it. Here, it's kind of difficult. There's no numbers over here, and there's no numbers over here. Maybe in the vertical it was a little bit clearer. Maybe 3150 was zone 1, maybe 3200 was zone 2, and maybe 3300 was zone 3. If you've been paying attention through Go Lives, then of course you'd understand. But we're gonna now, again, practice one more time with this recent trade idea that I sent for ETH that is active. So the only thing that you would have, of course, had to do is just go on your chart and interpret where that entry zone is. Take some time, go to a chart really quickly, see where the wicks are, see where it's landing, and you could get a good idea as to where that zone is, and just mark on your chart. This is the zone, top entry, bottom entry. So on the notes that I put for this example, before we got the go ahead that we could use these lines again, I put risk invalidation level, last local low on the 4-hour. Now, if you've never understood what that is, I want to teach you regardless. Yes, we're going to be using the lines again, and it's going to be a little easier for numbers, you know, to pop up and for you to understand it and interpret it better. But I also want you to know what a local low means. What is a local low on the 4-hour? It's really simple, folks. If we are looking for a buy position from here, then what we're going to be looking for is, if this is our entry, I'm going to look where? To my left, right? To my left. And I'm going to look on the 4-hour chart and look for the last local low on the 4-hour chart. So I'm going to put it just like was written on the notes. Boom. So our last local low would have been 30.75, would have been our invalidation level, our risk level. But in this example, I could now actually put the line, whereas I sent it this morning, it didn't have the line. Does that make sense, everybody? So then we had our first zone. Our first zone, we obviously had a pocket for price, but our zone one, or our exit, or our resistance level, was 3150. Our second was 3200. And our third was 3300, right? So if we play this out, this is what happened. You guys see that? Now it's a little clearer. Now you really understand it. I know when I sent this position, it was zoned, but we got the go ahead. And that's why I was really excited to do this go live on a Tuesday, to clarify and break everything down even more. So here we are, everybody. Look at this position. Now this is with the new approved, how would we say this? Communication now on Swipecoin and DCX. And this is how it would have gone. For example, we were to take a picture of this. If this is the entry zone and 30.75 is below the entry zone and it's a buy, what is this level? Well, it would be what? The invalidation level, the risk level, or what was used to be called an SL, stop loss. But we're not going to use that anymore. It's going to be called an invalidation level, or it's going to be called our risk level. And then, of course, if we are long on a position or buy in a position, typically we have targets, but we're not going to use the word anymore, targets. We're going to be using resistance zones, or we're going to be using exit zones. And these levels, excuse me, so exit levels, resistance levels. And as you can see here, our first one was 3150, all right? And we hit that target perfectly, very precise in the setup, with 500 pips and 500 points booked. Now on our second, this is now our second resistance level, or our second exit level, and it is 3200. What was used to be called take profit 2 is now called resistance level number 2, or exit zone number 2. All right, and our TP3, what was once called 3300 as TP3, it would now be exit level 3, or resistance number 3. Y'all with me, everybody? Very, very simple to comprehend. In my opinion, you could do this really quickly. I'll give you guys an idea. As a position comes out, to make it easier with you, you can, for example, just look at the picture, write down the levels, interpret the zone, and just match it with your chart. And let me tell you, this is going to mirror and help your technical analysis even better, because now, since you have to put it on your chart, you're not just going to be in a trade idea, you're going to now understand, why is this educator looking at this zone in this area? And maybe for those of you guys that have already been doing analysis, maybe it overlaps your analysis and gives you a confirmation with an idea, analysis, or technical analysis that you were doing yourself. All right, so I hope everyone understood it, everybody. This is the new way we're going to be moving forward. It will be blue lines and green boxes. And I hope this really cleared everything up. Would entry here be invalid now, or it would be? So this position for ETH USD, or any position in general, educators will communicate with you guys in the chat box. But this position's long gone. We are about close to 700 pips in profit. This position is gone, okay? So just wait for the next position, or wait to see if the BTC USD idea comes back to the zone that Danny wants. And then, of course, at your own disclosure, your own risk, and your own position, then you guys will be able to take these positions. All right, everybody. So I hope this was very clear. Moving forward, this is also how it will be shared on the exchange ideas as well. So expect Mikey, Curtis, and everybody to be in uniform and in mirrored colors and explaining the position or idea on any which exchange idea or leverage idea. Let me see over here. Any other questions, everybody? Correct. When I sent the ETH USD idea, we were still utilizing zones, but after speaking with corporate regulations and the team, we were then able to go back to these blue lines. Okay. And now you understand the language with these blue lines. So folks, what I highly recommend is for those of you that are here present and understanding, get back to your team, share this go live link and this video. I will be sharing it also on the Telegrams and on the app. So you could be able to really break down how to use the ideas moving forward. But due to the educational purpose of this specific stream, that's all I wanted to cover tonight. We did about 30 minutes together. Tomorrow, the whole goal is to do all technical analysis, what we always do. But I really wanted to put this stream out so you could utilize it as a go-to video or an educational video or an instructional video on how to use these trade ideas. So everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief pop-up session, really breaking down exactly how to use these ideas. It was an absolute pleasure being with you all. And I'm going to be wrapping up tonight's session. Tomorrow, we will go back to our regular technical analysis so we don't prolong this video. This is my only social media handle. And make sure to have telegrams that are part of DCX, myself, and of course, other educators and their pip talks. So make sure you utilize that. But other than that, everyone, take advantage of this link, take advantage of the stream, redirect people. Let's get everybody with clarity, knowing exactly how to interpret and utilize the ideas. Take care, everybody. It was a pleasure. Have a great night. And I will keep you guys updated on our Telegram and of course the app.